and gentlemen, I love those boys. So, our next skit will be an exclusive interview with the Greek playwright Aristophanes, who, having some context provided for you all, I kid you not, wrote plays about farts. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can please welcome up Aristophanes and his interviewer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to one of the most prolific Greek writers of his age, and indeed of the age, is Mr. Aristophanes, back in this country for the first time in over 2,000 years to open a season of his plays, most famous of which is The Clouds, a play which intricately woven and masterfully unsubtle description of arts. He has been busy showing off his works to a modern audience, but tonight we are indeed fortunate enough to have Mr. Aristophanes in the studio this evening to talk about his new autobiography, The Greek Writer. Mr. Aristophanes.
Good evening.
Stefan, you don't mind if I call you Stefan, do you?
No, not at all.
Of course, it does seem to worry some people, but not sure why. Perhaps they are a little sensitive, so do take the precaution of asking on occasions.
No, Stefan's fine.
Stefan's all right. Splendid. Stefan, it is. Sorry to have brought it up.
No, Stefan.
Well, thank you for being so helpful. Only sometimes it's more than my job's worth.
Quite.
Makes it quite difficult to establish a report to put the other person at his ease.
Quite.
Silly little thing, but it does seem to matter. Still, less said the better. Steve, when you first went into the Greek church, you don't mind if I call you Steve, as opposed to Stefan, do you?
No. All my fellow thinkers call me Skit.
Of course, it's much shorter, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Much less formal.
Yes, Aristophanes, Stefan, Steve, anything.
Oh, and do instead call me Tom. I don't want you messing with any of this Thomas nonsense. Where were we? Yes, Steffi, when you first went...
Sorry, I must stop you there. I do not like being called Steffi Wen. I do not like being called Steffi Wen. Now get on with it, please.
Did I call you Steffi Weddy?
Yes, you did.
I don't think I did call you Steffi Weddy. Did I call him Steffi Weddy?
Yes!
No!
I didn't really call you Steffi Weddy, did I, sweetie?
Don't call me sweet.
Can I call you Sugar Plum?
No!
Pussycat?
No!
Angel George?
Wait, no, get on with it.
Let's move on to your plays.
Please.
Here I have a list of some of your most famous works. Shall I read them out for you? The birds, the frogs, the fart, the wasps, the bees, the trees, the clouds.
Oh, you should have seen the audience. They're absolutely adored that one.
I'm sure they did. The weed, the pickle, the cheese, the birds, 50 First Dates.
Sorry, I did not write that one.
Did you not?
No, that one was Adam Sandler, I believe.
That explains why it's actually funny.
What's going on?
Now let me talk about one of your franchises titled The Athenian. It goes as follows. The Athenian, The Athenian 2, The Athenian 3, The Athenian and the Blind Man and the Athenian, The Athenian with the man who can see, the man who can see with the man who is not Athenian, and lastly, Athenian Fart Jokes 101. Now, I've got to ask, was it this blatant repetition and unoriginality that led to the uninspired, unfunny, completely stupid use of fart jokes in your plays? Now, I've been in the classroom before, and not once, when in one of your plays, was there one laugh, chuckle, or giggle of any kind. All that your play managed to do in its miserable existence was create a safe environment for immature schoolboys to let a quick one rip. You swine!
I won't take this abuse.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
All you people are the same. You read my plays, and you see nothing but fart jokes. You know, if you actually read one of my plays, you would find that yes, there is humour. But above that, there is love, and there is tragedy. The intricacies of a great story, ruined by a man who has nothing but the sound of his own farts. When you see a fart, I see the breaking of wind. I see poetry.
Let's move on to the topic of Homer.
What about him?
Homer is seen as one of the greatest writers of all time. His reprints seem to trump his by many thousandfolds. Many would consider him the greatest writer of all time.
Well, I suppose it always has been a competitive market.
Yes, but I'll say there's an important distinction to be made between your works.
Yes, and what is that?
He doesn't use farts in his stories.
That's exactly.
No, I'm sorry. That was my mistake. Please, there's only one question left, please.
None of this farting pussycat nonsense.
Please. Tell us about your latest play.
Well, I'd say it was about 420 BC. I first got the idea for this one. And at this point in my career, I was still really known for writing comedies. And yes, in a way I still am today. And I think that's the tragedy of my life, is that no one could see the tragedy within my plays. I do intend to remedy this, though, in my next series of plays. I want to take a darker approach.
Oh, shut up!